I think there is more to this DRC, the love for DRC in the last few years by Kenya that meets the eye. I mean, we were in a rush to bring them on board in the East African community. Kenya is the one that was pushing that. And you've seen our former president, our former prime minister, the trips that are being made to DRC. DRC suddenly became a very cozy darling of Kenya, and there has to be. So I was surprised when suddenly we told KDF is sending 800 troops, and so I think for this kind of expenditures, I was just discussing with my colleague here who is going to foot this bill. Ideally, our soldiers who are in all the other peacekeeping missions, they are funded either through AMISOM or through other UN organizations. In this one, I think clearly, so far at least, is the government that will foot the bill. So I don't know, because the situation in DRC is one where the UN is involved in that conflict, and I would have thought that then there should be an involvement by Kenya through the UN mission. There is a mission of UN that has been there for a very long time. So if it was through that UN mission, then obviously the money would be refunded by UN. But it's not the way we went. It went in the same way we went into Somalia. When KDF went into Somalia, they didn't go through AMISOM.
Yes. It's
after they went in and spent a year or a couple of years that we went applied to have our forces to be under AMISOM. And so even here it seems to be that we went in and probably we will then apply to be within the with the blue hats, the blue berets of the UN. But otherwise, I think if in fact we are not going to be refunded by UN and this is a taxpayer's money, then I agree with you. I mean, this should have been approved by Parliament. But it's becoming the trend. You know, this thing was stopped after the new constitution, that Parliament must approve all expenditures, anything that has not been appropriated by Parliament. But now, it's last government, you've seen how much, tens of billions of shillings were spent which have not been appropriated by Parliament. And I think this government should not allow this kind of thing, because budgets must be approved, any expenditure of government must be approved by Parliament. That's the law.
But I think Parliament must rise up to the occasion also, because as you said rightly, Bill.
Yeah, you see this East African, I think what the East African countries have been trying to do is to more or less copy what is happening in West Africa. You know that ECOWAS, that regional security military force then threatens to enter when a country even has a problem. I think this is what they're trying to form when they set up this East African joint military thing. And I think it's fine for a number of those countries because they share borders with DRC and they have already got troops there. Uganda has there, Rwanda, you know, those Burundi, they have troops there. But Kenya, I think because, well, maybe because of its obligation as part of the East African community, maybe that's the reason why they have put in there. But I think the thing is the cost is going to be high. This is just 6 months. And I don't think it's a 6 month. You guys are not just going for operations and come out. But they'll be there for the long haul. This is what happened when they moved into Somalia. We were told it's going to take a few months. They are now doing over 10 years. If it's going to be a full year, it's going to be double that amount. And so the cost is going to be, you know, I really would have thought that Kenya would have been better off by contributing a bit to the troops who are already there rather than send, you know, and incur huge costs. But perhaps I think we are looking at, maybe the government is looking at the bigger, the longer term where DRC's, you know, the country is now becoming more closer to Kenya because of the East African, after being admitted to East African community, and we are looking at the business opportunities. I have even my company was out there recently. We sent the CEO to go and look at what's happening in that country.
Guessing the joint a bit.
But you know, but it's a country that is still largely, you know, the main players are those neighboring countries. But Kenya is looking at a number of Kenyan businesses have moved directly into Kinshasa, you know, the banks and others. But I think the cost really for the issue here is about the the cost, and I think this is a concern in a country where the government spent that amount to feed people who are starving in 23 counties and ask for donors. And here you're just writing one check to get 800 troops. So it's about the timing, the need. I think I find it a bit.
We're looking for donors, but yeah, the checkout is just coming out.
Yes.
Without breaking a sweat. Priorities.
Right.
Professor Gituro Wedant, thank you so much for your valid company this morning. Bill Okero, I really do appreciate your time as well. Bundasi Sako, thank you so much. Right, a lot of issues that we've raised this morning, and we hope also Governor Sakaja has heard that is going to take a speedy action on what is happening, especially in Westlands, and the issue of leases here in Nairobi as well, with the predators from the county of Nairobi as well, who are always lacking, waiting for that opportunity to frustrate some of these individuals as well. Thank you very much for your valid company. Don't go away. Much more is coming up on the other side of the studio from our headquarters in Mombasa Road. And of course, that is on News Diary.